Chances are you've probably bought something from a Shopify store, maybe even this week, and you had absolutely no idea. It's like this silent giant, this invisible engine that's powering millions and millions of online brands. Everything from that cool t-shirt company you follow on Instagram to, these massive global players. So how did this Canadian upstart become the go-to storefront for like a huge chunk of the entire internet? Well, that's what we're going to dig into.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever had that aha moment? That brilliant idea for a product that you just know people would absolutely love if you could just figure out how to get it in front of them. That dream of building something from scratch, all on your own terms. Well, that feeling, that's exactly where this whole story kicks off.
I love this quote. It really just perfectly captures the whole spirit of Shopify. See, it's not just about e-commerce. It's really about empowerment. Right from the very beginning, their whole mission was to arm the rebels, the independent entrepreneurs, the small businesses, giving them the exact same powerful tools that up until then, only the big retail giants had access to.
All right, so let's talk about arming the rebels. What does that actually mean? What is this weapon for them? Let's get right into what Shopify is at its core. Okay, so the easiest way to think about it is like a one-stop shop for anything and everything e-commerce. Basically, it's a cloud-based platform, and what that means is that anyone, and I mean anyone, from a solo entrepreneur working out of their garage to a huge global brand, can build and manage their entire online business. We're talking everything from the website itself to payments, inventory, all of it.
And man, what a journey it has been for them. So they were founded back in 2006. They went public in 2015. But the real, absolute game changer, that was 2020. I mean, when the pandemic hit, suddenly countless businesses had no choice but to go digital, like overnight. And who was there ready to go? Shopify. They were perfectly positioned to arm all these businesses for this brand new reality of online commerce.
And this right here, this is the core philosophy that really truly sets Shopify apart from the pack. Because unlike those giant marketplaces, Shopify is all about empowering merchants to own their brand, to own their customer relationships, and maybe most importantly, to own their data. And believe me, that is a total game changer.
Okay, so if they're all about empowering others, how does Shopify actually make money? Well, it's a really clever two-part system. So if you look at their revenue, it's basically split into two big buckets. About 40% of it comes from what they call subscription solutions. But the real engine for growth, the other 60%, that's their merchant solutions. Okay, let's break that down. Subscription solutions, that's the steady, predictable part. It's the monthly fee merchants pay for access to the platform. The hosting, the design tools. You can kind of think of it like digital rent. But the real magic is in merchant solutions. This is where Shopify's income really scales with its users. They take a small slice of every sale through their payment processing, they sell shipping labels, they even offer business loans. It's brilliant, really, because it perfectly aligns their success with their customer success. And that's the crucial point, right there. That's what makes this business model so incredibly powerful. Shopify wins only when its merchants win. Their success is literally tied to the success of their merchants. It's so much more than just a software subscription. It's a genuine partnership where both sides are totally motivated to grow together. But okay, to really arm these rebels for battle, you're going to need a lot more than just a good-looking website, right? You need a full-blown arsenal. And this is where Shopify really delivers. Let's walk through an example. So imagine you sell custom coffee mugs. First, you use the store builder to create your beautiful website. A customer comes along, loves a mug, and buys it using Shopify payments. Easy. Now, what if you do a pop-up shop at a local market? No problem. You process that sale with their point-of-sale system, and boom, the inventory syncs up automatically. Thinking about selling in Europe? Shopify Markets helps you handle all the different currencies and languages. And when those orders really start to pile up, their fulfillment network can actually pick, pack, and ship everything for you. It's not just a website builder. It's a complete operating system for commerce. And get this, Shopify doesn't just leave you on an island. It plugs you directly into the biggest players on the internet. We're talking Meta, so Facebook and Instagram, Google, TikTok, even Amazon. And you can manage it all from one single dashboard. On top of all that, there's this huge app store with thousands of apps, so you can customize your store with literally any feature you can possibly imagine. Okay, so this all leads to the big question, right? How does Shopify actually stack up against the competition, especially against the undisputed king of e-commerce?
This table really gets to the heart of the whole rebel versus the empire thing. It's the classic platform versus marketplace debate. So you have Amazon, which is a marketplace. Think of it like a giant digital shopping mall. You're just one of thousands of tenants renting a little bit of space under the giant Amazon sign. And here's the kicker. Your customers aren't really your customers. They're Amazon's customers. Shopify, on the other hand, provides the platform. They give you the tools and the land to build your own store on your own piece of the internet. You own the brand, you own the customer relationship, and you own the data. It's a completely fundamental difference in philosophy.
But of course, Amazon isn't the only game in town. The e-commerce space is a seriously crowded battlefield. You've got other major players like Wix, BigCommerce, Squarespace, and the big enterprise solution from Adobe, Magento, all fighting for a piece of the pie. So with all that in mind, what does the future hold for Shopify? Where do they go from here? Well, it looks like their future growth is really going to hinge on 4 key things. First, just the simple fact that the whole world is continuing to shift to e-commerce. Second, they're working hard to attract much larger enterprise clients with their Shopify Plus offering. Third, just more global expansion, reaching new markets. And fourth, and this is a big one, leveraging AI and automation to give their merchants even more powerful, smarter tools. But it's not all smooth sailing. The road ahead definitely has some obstacles. You've got economic cycles. When people spend less, then merchants sell less. There's that intense competition we talked about. There's also the tough reality of merchant churn because, well, a lot of small businesses unfortunately fail. And finally, you always have to watch out for the regulatory environment, which is constantly changing. So if there's one big thing to take away from all this, it's this. Shopify isn't trying to be another online retailer. Not at all. They're positioning themselves as the company selling the picks and shovels during the great e-commerce gold rush. They want to be the foundational infrastructure that powers the whole future of commerce. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about for the future of shopping. Is it all going to be dominated by a single massive empire? Or will it be a more vibrant, diverse world, an ecosystem made up of millions of individual rebels, each one building their own digital storefront? It really makes you wonder, doesn't it?